I'll tell you right now, this video is not going to get a lot of views. I'm serious. I know this already. I know this already because of the nature of the topic that I am approaching. I'm talking about debt repayment, and it might be easier than you think. Because the average person looking at this title is saying, You're right, and probably would bypass this audio. But that could be a mistake. That could be a mistake. All right, let's get into it. Let's jump right into it. And by the way, my name is Jan. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. All right, 5 ways to set aside cash for debt repayment. For those who did stick around, means you really care about this stuff. Number one, let's start from the very, very beginning. Stop making high end purchases on basic things, on basic items. Okay, this is crazy. Making high end purchases without even realizing you can't pay it back. I mean, for example, and don't make high end purchases on basic foods. Let's dial it right specifically to that. Stop making high end purchases on basic foods. And recently I pointed this out with actual price comparisons in detail. I mean, like, for example, you can make a hamburger at home, make a bunch of them for like $3.50 per burger, including the fries and some cheese. Or you could spend $30 for a plain burger at a high end place. Stop, 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 stop. High end purchases. No, people just seem to like, oh, don't ask. Next, create a name it and claim it fund just for debt repayment. I don't hear too many people mentioning that. How come? When you name something and claim something, it makes it real. For example, there are things, errands that I have to run, and like anyone else. But somehow, if I write it down and make a so called appointment with myself, I'm sort of naming it and claiming it. And for all the right reasons, I end up keeping that commitment. Do you notice that yourself? When you write things down, jot it down into your day planner, somehow it becomes more of a realistic thing. And for some reason or another, just looking at that thing at in your face, you accomplish it. Well, the same idea goes for creating a name it and claim it fund just for nothing else but debt repayment. Now you got to do the math on there. Everything that's good, everything that's worthwhile, tell you the truth, takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of energy. I'm serious, it really does. So check that out. Name it and claim it. So do the math and find out how much your income is, how much you need to set aside. And remember that old dad back in the old days, just do it? Yeah, just do it. It's not that difficult. Now, if you need more money, the logic there is like gonna have to face the music, an old-fashioned expression. Face the music, which means face the facts, and just like admit to yourself, you know what? Simply it's this. I have to bring in more income. However, if you can find the ways first to cut back on a lot of fluffery. You see, this is where a lot of people don't talk about it. There's a lot of fluffery expenses. Somehow, magically, we seem to think certain things are essential, like that second or third vacay in the same year. Really? Really? Not when debt is looming. No, 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 no. I can't see the logic. Well, but I'm stressed out because I'm in so much debt. Yeah, but the person doesn't realize that they're recreating the vicious cycle over and over. I want to go on vacation to forget about my debt repayment. Think about this. Does this even make logical sense? No, it doesn't. You want to have a really better vacation? I rather have a staycation at a local place, for example, and enjoy the local sites that I've never seen. Sometimes there are things like that. But knowing that I am not in debt, to me, that is a much more enjoyable vacation than going on that other vacation to distract you for a few days. Don't tell me in the back of people's minds that that debt that they're accruing isn't lurking. I think it probably would be. I'm just imagining it. Like, those little negative thoughts. Oh, I'm still in debt. Oh, I just made it worse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what's the purpose? That's defeating the purpose. So try not to do that. So doing the math and finding out how much income you need, if you need to increase it, and don't. spend monies on things that you can't afford. If you cannot afford it right now, let's talk about these two words for a second. The key two words are right now. You cannot afford that thing right now. That doesn't mean for the rest of your born days you can't afford it. You see where I'm going with that? So just clear up the matter and get it while it's small. I think of debt in terms of cavities. People get cavities, right? A cavity can begin in such a manner that you don't even know it's there. You don't feel anything. You definitely don't see it, but a dentist can read it upon an x-ray. You have a cavity in XYZ tooth. Really? And you're looking at the tooth going, it doesn't look like I have a cavity. You almost think the dentist is making up the story. I know, I know. But many times there are cavities that are unseen. This is what happens with debt. It starts off sometimes very small, and it could start off before you even issued your credit card to do anything, for example. What do you mean by that? Starts in your mind thinking, we think we need this thing. We need this shiny penny, an extra two or three of those shiny pennies we want to buy. Some people just feel really happy purchasing things. Sometimes people use shopping as a way to fill a void. That's really sad and kind of scary too. If shopping is therapeutic, I'm sorry. That's how I feel. Maybe a lot of people might disagree. I really don't care. But I don't use shopping as a form of therapy. It's just, no. I rather address the issue, fix it, and throw it out the window. But that's me. Everybody is different. All right. So don't forget about doing the math. All right. Make a couple of debt repayments in the same month. Yes, you can do that. You can make more than one repayment within the same month, within the same billing cycle. That actually kind of sort of looks good. It actually looks good on the other end. I'm serious. So if you could do that, do that. Just again, just like that ad, just do it. And never try to carry a balance over 30 days. What? I know to some people that sounds like, Jan, that's not enough time. Look, if 30 days is not enough time, that suggests to me, now I could be wrong. Again, this is just my opinion, my thought. Let's call it thought. I don't even want to say opinion anymore. Thought. So in my thoughts, okay, I'm thinking if the person can't cough up that money within the 30 days, clearly they cannot afford the thing. Try never to carry a balance in the first place. That way, there is no issue, quote, end of quote, down the pike. Try to never do that. But if you're in the throes of it, I'm saying, of course, we need to take this thing seriously. But clearly, if you do not have enough funds to cover the debt repayment, that's a very simple fix. Got to bring in more income. I am sure the person listening that might be in that situation is a very talented person. People sometimes don't have enough confidence in their own skills. You don't necessarily have to work for someone else to get ahead. You could work for yourself. What are your strong skills? Of course, as a side hustle in the beginning. Find ways, even if it's as something like, let's say, like I bring this up all the time. If you love animals, like dog walking is a great way to make quick cash, or childcare, or helping someone shop. Those are like three examples. Perhaps you enjoy house cleaning and organizing. Yes, there are some people that truly are really great at it and don't make money on their own talents. They spend tons and tons of hours at home organizing. Perhaps one can implement that skill into something that pays them. Think carefully about this. Then you could bring in that money and put it into your debt repayment, name it and claim it funding. I think that's a wonderful thing. Yes, it is scary. Yes, it could be avoided. But if you're in the throes of it, just chop it up into baby bites. Don't make the problem as this big, huge monster in front of you. People make a mistake, and this is what happens. When they see only that mental monster in front of them, they run away from it, and things can only get worse. So try to avoid that. Chop it up into the little thing that it really could be. You have the option, you have the choices, and I know together everybody can do it. They can achieve their goals, knock that debt out of the ballpark, and all that wiggle room. Just imagine all of the wiggle room you're going to have to save and to get more of your wants in your life and more options. It's about the options coming back again. So for a little time, take that time, be disciplined, and do it. You want that flea off your shoulder. I know you do. Have an amazing day, everybody. Take good care of yourself and your wonderful family. Thank you.